Today, we're diving into a fascinating research paper that gets to the heart of a pretty wild question. Can you teach an AI not just to talk like a character, but to actually think like one? Let's get into it. Look, we've all seen AIs that can copy a character's voice or maybe even their unique way of talking. That's cool, but it's just scratching the surface. The real challenge, the thing that's truly mind-bending, is getting an AI to generate that secret, inner world. The doubts, the memories, the conflicting loyalties that actually drive a character's action. So to really appreciate the breakthrough here, we first need to get a handle on the core problem that researchers were up against. You could call it the AI actor's dilemma. And this slide really nails the difference. On one side, you have mimicking speech. An AI can learn the facts, it can copy the style, no problem. But the real challenge is generating those inner thoughts. It's the difference between an actor who just knows their lines and a true method actor who gets into the soul of the character. They understand every single hidden motive, every flicker of doubt. That's the goal. Okay, so if you want to build an AI that can think, you first need a way to measure it, right? You have to know if you're making progress. And that's exactly what this team of researchers set out to do. So they came up with RollThink, and their choice of testing ground, genius. They used A Song of Ice and Fire, the world of Game of Thrones. Why? Because those characters are all about their deep internal conflicts and psychological drama. I mean, what better stage could you possibly find to test an AI's acting skills? And the test itself is really smart. It's got two parts. First, the gold set. This is all about pure accuracy. Can the AI reproduce the exact inner thoughts that George R.R. Martin actually wrote in the books? Then you've got the silver set, which is more about creativity. Can the AI cook up a new inner thought that feels totally authentic and believable for that character in a new situation? Okay, so this brings us to the secret sauce, the method they built to actually teach an AI how to pass this test. It's called Mirror, and honestly, this is the key to the whole thing. Now, the paper describes Mirror as a chain of thought approach. That sounds a little academic, I know. But just think of it as giving the AI a mental checklist, almost like what a method actor would use to get into character. It's not just saying, hey, AI, act like this person. It's forcing it to dig up memories, predict how others will react, and pull all that together into a motivation before it does anything. So here's how that process works. It's a really logical three-step flow. First, memory recall. The AI looks into its past and asks, what's happened to me that matters right now? Then, step 2, theory of mind. It looks to the future and asks, okay, if I do this, how is everyone else going to react? And finally, step 3, reflection. It takes all that stuff, the past and the future, and synthesizes it into a single coherent thought in the present. It's beautiful. Now, to see just how powerful this is, let's walk through the exact example from the paper. They put the AI right into the boots of Jon Snow at one of the most gut-wrenching moments of his life. So here's the setup. Jon Snow just found out his father has been executed and his brother Robb is marching to war. Everything in him is screaming to go, to be with his family. But he swore a lifelong sacred oath to the Night's Watch. It's family versus duty, love versus honor. This is the definition of a character-defining moment. All right, so the AI is playing Jon. Mirror kicks in with step 1, memory recall. It immediately starts pulling up all the conflicting files in his head. Memories of growing up as a Stark at Winterfell, the sense of honor his father taught him, but also the chilling memory of that solemn vow he made to the Night's Watch. All these things are now swirling around in its mind. Then comes step 2, theory of mind. And this is so important. The AI isn't just thinking about itself. It's running simulations of how other people will react. It predicts Robb would be thrilled, but his commander, Lord Mormont, he'd be crushed, deeply betrayed, and his brothers in the Watch, they wouldn't have a choice. They'd be honor-bound to hunt him down as a deserter. This adds this whole other layer of social pressure and consequence. And finally, we get to step 3, reflection. This is where it all comes together. The AI takes the memories from step 1, the predicted reactions from step 2, and it smashes them together. It weighs the duty against the love, the honor against the family, and it produces that signature complex inner turmoil that is Jon Snow.
This visual here, which is based on Figure 2 from the paper, really lays out the whole mirror framework perfectly. You start with the prompt, Jon's dilemma. That triggers step 1, memory recall, where it grabs those memories of Stark honor and his oath. That flows into step 2, theory of mind, where it game plans the reactions of Robb and the Night's Watch. And it all culminates in step 3, reflection, to produce that final inner thought. You see? This isn't just fact retrieval. It's a structured, repeatable way to actually reason like a character.
Okay, the method is incredibly cool. We can all agree on that. But here's the real question. Does giving an AI this kind of inner life actually make it a better actor? Let's check the data.
The results couldn't be clearer. When you look at how humans rated the outputs, the basic models without Mirror are okay. But once you equip them with Mirror, the scores shoot up, especially on that silver set, the one for creating believable new thoughts. Mirror gets a 4.4 out of 5. That is astonishingly close to being indistinguishable from something a human expert would write.
But this chart right here, this is what I find most fascinating. This is an ablation study, which is a fancy way of saying they turned off different parts of Mirror to see what would happen. And look at that. When you take away memory recall, the AI's ability to make the right decision just craters. It proves that while every part of the thinking process matters, it's that connection to the past, to memory, that forms the absolute bedrock of believable reasoning.
So the main takeaway, the big conclusion, is this. Teaching an AI to have an inner monologue isn't just a neat parlor trick. The actual process of thinking before acting makes the AI demonstrably, measurably better at its job. The inner world directly improves the outer performance. And the potential for this is just huge. I mean, think about it. NPCs in video games that don't just spout canned lines, but have rich inner lives and react to you in complex ways. AI storytellers that can generate narratives with real psychological depth. And maybe the most important part, it makes AI systems easier to understand. We can literally peek inside their head and follow their chain of thought. And that just leaves me with one final, pretty provocative thought. We've just seen technology go from simply copying what a character says to generating their complex inner world. So if an AI can truly master the soul of a character, what's really stopping it from writing the next great American novel? What do you think about all this? I would absolutely love to hear from you on this one. What fictional character's inner thoughts would you want to see an AI generate? It can be from any book, movie, game, whatever. Drop your answer in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to The Explainer. It really helps us keep breaking down these complex topics for you. Thanks for watching.